coach and himself is going to miss practice?
No, I don't know necessarily that's what it said. I don't think maybe.
No, they said
I,
he was there.
well, I don't know who they is. I don't suspect
That's
he
my
was
point. My
anyway.
point is
Yeah, I
look,
get you.
hey,
I
but
get
I played the game. The
you.
dude's dad is I mean, you're not going to miss practice to go visit a place I just don't believe it. If nobody has pictures of any of that stuff, I don't believe any of this hearsay. I really don't. And again, I could be wrong, but think about that though for a minute, buddy. I would be very surprised if Knox Kiffin was with his mom visiting Baton Rouge on a school day when he has to be at practice because he is the quarterback of a team that is trying to
Yeah, I hear
compete in
you.
the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I get it, and I agree with you. But the fact is, it's out there.
I know, but people can make up all kinds of crap.
But there's always that one possibility. Like we knew for out of doubt the plane was going to New Hampshire. We knew it without a doubt. Our guy saw the manifest and said, "This is what's happening. You can believe it." There's a guy that we didn't know at the time, and he was dead right. And we publicized it, and nobody believed us. And nobody believes that Chip Kelly he was being offered the job, later denied, like whatever it may be, and it doesn't matter, but it happened. And to this day, I've been blamed. Oh, you said Chip Kelly signed the dotted line. No, I did not. I did say he was close, and there was a contract drawn up for him. But did I see it? No. So again, we're talking about again these little things like you say. No, Knox not going to be there. They're not going to be there. But the story goes on. And the real story is that Florida is trying to close this deal out. And I don't know, Shane. You don't know.
Mm,
But clearly LSU is making the biggest play they can make
yeah.
to get him. And the numbers we've heard are staggering. And it's funny money. It's monopoly money. And you have said from day one, Shane's come Elaine's coming. He's going to be the coach, and I hope you're right. But it is a huge, huge story that's a bit stifling and overwhelming for
Yeah.
guys like us.
Yeah. Reggie says on Facebook Live, and I mean, people follow this. I don't. He says players on Knox's team confirmed he was at school yesterday and not in Baton Rouge.
Well, of course, now that's
Well,
real
that's not,
stuff.
of course, people said that he was there
Uh,
visiting high schools.
well, don't
That's why
say,
I don't believe any of it.
okay, well, it's not people. There are actually bona fide reporters and journalists who don't print stuff like that unless they got it cold.
Okay, well, they
And
said, okay, buddy, do you believe that his family was in Gainesville on
no,
Sunday?
no, I don't.
Okay, well, why do you believe that they were in LSU?
I think somebody was there. I don't know who it was. Just
Okay.
from the sources that I've trust, there's a few guys I trust who cover the team who know what's going on as much as anybody, and I trust what's trending. I don't see it's a done deal. Listen, Shane, it's like saying, well, do you really believe there was an offer? Did you see it? No, no, and no. But we know the offer has been extended
Yeah.
because it has. So and that's what we're trying to get.
I just have a hard time believing that if Layla and her daughter or whoever was with her, that nobody, some media person, some fan person did not take pictures of them. And again, I could be 100% wrong, but I'm just putting two to two together. I don't believe it. I really don't.
Okay, that's your right. That's your right.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's
I'm not
something
going to
going on
believe
there.
anything that just somebody, because people are tracking these planes. Hell, it could be anybody on these planes.
Well, that's the thing now. Back when we did it, nobody did it. Okay. That's the thing now. Everybody's tracking the plane. It's the Air Force side. It's the Kiffin Air Force. It's all this stuff. It makes for the perfect internet story, which
Yeah.
is gossip, rumors, and no real answers, and nobody knows. The question is, and getting back to the high stakes poker game, have you ever made a big bet in golf? Yes, you have.
Hmm.
All right. And I mean, a big bet.
We
Um,
play, my group plays for a lot of money, buddy.
I know you do. I know you do. And I don't do. I've never played. I had played with Terry Bradshaw one time. I think we had a press for $300, and I almost coughed it up right there. But the bottom line is that I did one time in my life make a bold move, only because I had hit a lot of races in Kentucky, the Derby the day before Secretariat, and had made what then was a lot of money to me, $1,000 on just pure blind luck. And I said, I've never made a bet big bet on the Kentucky Derby. I'm going to make it today. So I took that thousand. I bet 850 of it on the Secretariat race. But I spread it around so thin, there was no way I could possibly make any money. I did get some money back, and I didn't lose the money. But the fact is, my heart was pounding. My palms were sweaty. I said, I'll never do this again. I couldn't enjoy the greatest horse race of all time because I'm worried about my damn bet. So
Right.
that's where it comes from. And look, I, I'm going with you. I've gone with you since day one when you said you thought he was the guy. You thought he's
Mhm.
the best guy. And you think it's a done deal. I think you said that right. And
I
I'm
didn't say it
going
was a
with,
done deal. I said I think
oh,
he's
okay.
coming here.
Well, that's not a done deal.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, I still think he's coming.
Yeah, I
This
know.
text on the Titan More text line says multiple outlets from Ole Miss and UF seem to confirm Chris Kiffin and family was with Layla at LSU
Oh,
yesterday.
come on.
Again,
Yeah, what?
again.
Cite it. Show it. Just don't
Well,
say multiple.
that's what I just told you,
No, I
buddy.
know. I'm going with you. I'm saying show
I
me.
mean, look, buddy, I don't, you're the journalist. I'm not. I know people who track planes, all this stuff, but
Yeah.
in today's world with all the cameras and cell phones and stuff,
Yeah, well,
you're
there's a
trying to
good
tell
chance.
me, you're trying to tell me not one person took pictures of them at some
Well,
high
nobody got a
school or
picture.
at
Well,
visiting
no, I know,
LSU's
but
campus.
that's not how it works, though, because sometimes you
What do you
can get
mean?
away with it.
How?
Somebody got pictures of Chip Kelly. He was there. They were there, and they extended the offer to him. So it does happen without people seeing it. They're pretty clever. They know how to send ghost planes up there and throw you off. Yeah, like there are some people Shane, you know to trust. If someone called you and told you something, you know, if Steve Spurrier called you or some guy with 400 followers called you, who would you believe? Obviously, you don't believe. And so people think you have inside information. And when you say something, it's news. And here we go. And what I do think is true, and again, I don't have the facts in front of me to prove it to you, but I do have a lot of information and a lot of trending. A lot of people at Ole Miss are getting pissed about this. They think they're being played. They say, "Come on, Lane, make your decision. Stop doing this. We're getting close to, to portal and all that sort of stuff." The latest and hottest thing out there from bona fide sources and trusted journalists is that they said, "Lane, you got to the Egg Bowl." I think you believe that's true too, right? You got to the Egg Bowl to make your mind up. Now, does that mean LSU or Florida? I don't know.
Mark on Facebook Live brought to you by Meldon Law says, Good morning from Petal, Mississippi. Being here in Mississippi with all the rebels, including my wife, I'm
Mm-hmm.
about over the Lane Kiffin talk. Go Gators, bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Who's
Ole
from
Miss.
Petal,
Look,
Mississippi?
I don't understand the whole Ole Miss thing. I really don't. I know they're upset about all this, and if they don't allow him to whatever he decides to do, let's say he decides to leave, and they don't allow him to coach their team, I think that is the dumbest decision ever.
Terrible look.
Shelvin says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Meldon Law, I'm with Shane. Show me the pictures. And since there are none, let's talk about the thing that matters, like winning the next two games.
Yeah, I know that, but that's
Yeah.
never. This is just story that's been dwarfed.
Well, we're 3-7, and it's like the least anticipated Tennessee Florida game ever.
Yeah, I don't know how you not talk about the coach. That's where everything. You said yourself. You said it all year. The most important hire in Florida football history. By the
It
way,
is.
what famous Alabama coach is from Petal, Mississippi?
What famous Alabama coaches
Yeah.
from
Hmm.
Petal?
Yeah. He played at
Mm,
Alabama. Ray Perkins.
Ray Perkins is from Petal? I didn't know
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Ray was a friend of mine. Didn't have many, but he was one of mine.
Huh. Um, all right. So Art says, anyone see Dan Mullen's house sold on Sunny? I know who bought it. It's
Oh,
not
you
Glenn
do?
Glover Lane.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
did? How much was it?
Like it's 3 point something million dollars. And
Yeah,
no, I
well,
did not buy it.
yeah, well, I mean, you don't need to. You're never there. You're always playing golf.
That's right.
Shane, let me ask you a question now about this whole situation in terms of in terms of now I don't know how to say it. It's so confusing People don't understand that you can be right 1 minute and wrong the next. It happens all the time. And reporting a story is ongoing. It's fluid, as they say. What you did as a player, as a quarterback, when you got ready to play a game, you got all the information you needed to have from the coaches, the scouting reports, whatever you had, the video, and you put it in your brain and you mix it up, and then you had an understanding of what you thought the best chance to win was, correct?
Hmm.
Right? That's kind of what they're doing, what you need to do here. Put the information in there, throw out the bad stuff, process it, and then execute it. Let's see if they can go get a coach for, God forbid, $150 million. I guess that's the number being thrown out there now. And that's the number I have bounced off a number of people, including people who handle Kiffin's money, okay, or some of his money. And they have said that sounds about right. I can't even go that high, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Sexton's a smart man and he's playing the game. That's,
Is that
he is definitely playing the game. All right. So, um, this is from Kevin on the Titan Lamar text line. I lived in Louisiana. There's no comparison to Florida. They have no beaches. I firmly don't believe LSU's even in the mix. That's just my two
no?
cents.
You believe they made a big play yesterday while we're reading about it? I don't know about all that, but that's what the big boys are saying. Like Ross Dellinger, he's a smart guy. He knows LSU. I trust him. They made their big play. Well, who was there and what was there? I don't know. But it didn't matter who's there. It's about making the deal. You can make it on the phone.
This text on the Titan Lamar text line says, "How can Ole Miss not let Lane coach the playoffs? Florida should not force. It's not Florida. It's Ole Miss forcing
No,
him
it's not Florida.
to. Ole Miss is basically telling him if he leaves, he is not coaching the playoffs, which I think is so wrong, so dumb,
It's
complete.
only leverage they got left if they have that. There's
Okay,
no,
so
I
okay,
know,
so
I'm with you. I don't like it either, but it's the only leverage they got left.
right, but that's just totally wrong. Here's what I said multiple times. The administrators there at Ole Miss, I think they do a great job, all the different people there. But buddy, if Ohio State or an Alabama or one of these big schools came after them, do you think they're going to stay at Ole Miss or they're going to leave?
We all would take a better deal.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Go Gators on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. QB, how would you feel if Kiffin came to UF, gave us 2 years, and then left for Bama? I think that could happen. I mean, I wouldn't care. I mean, you can't worry about what's going to happen in the future. You
No,
don't know what's going to happen in the future.
no.
Lane could get here, coach a year, and say, what? I'm retiring, kind of like Bob Stoops. So anyway,
Well, no, I grant you that. And look, we don't know what the future is in question. What will happen to you? What do we know right now? We know Florida doesn't have a coach. We know Lane Kiffin's your choice. We know LSU's after him and maybe some other people. There's even a story going on now. Other people are being vetted and have been vetted as backup. So anyway, there's a million directions you can go here. I'd go to the Shane Matthews School of Patience and say, wait 10 days and find out.
yeah. Is that when it's going to happen, buddy, in 10 days?
Well, Egg Bowl, I think, is 11 days, right?
It's
I don't
on,
know.
it's next Friday.
Whatever that is, I don't even know.
This text from Daryl on the Titan More text line. Have y'all ever met Jimmy Sexton? I have not.
No, I would not. No.
He should have a movie about all this.
Really, there probably ought to be on ESPN or something on 30 for
Florida
30 or
Crackers,
something.
Florida Cracker is the brand for original Floridians. Great food and Southern hospitality in the center of the University of Brooksville, Florida, and also over in Keystone Heights. Check them out, floridacracker.com. Um, all right. I got a million texts on the Titan More text line today, buddy, about
Go
planes
for it.
here or
Go
reports they
for
were
it.
here, reports they
Yeah.
were there. Like I said, in today's world, it is almost impossible to hide people.
Yeah, it's hard, but you
I,
can
I
do it.
have a hard time believing any of that, but it could have happened. I mean, am I crazy to think that, buddy?
No, it's just how it is, though. It's like when, Taylor Swift, was seen in town buying a new guitar. I mean, there's rumors and the internet's built for rumors and there's stuff going on. And here's the thing we should be thankful for. It's such a fascinating story, and the Gator brand is so strong. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal, and it matters what we're doing matters, not what we're doing, but we're finding out, and we're finding out with you. That means the greatest game in the world is college football. Right now, it's maybe a little bit shaky in some areas, but the fact is, there's priority, there's big time money involved, and it gets your mind off what's happening in Washington.
All About Bake on YouTube says, brought to you by Quad Plum. They videotaped them getting on and off the plane. I
Where?
saw the video.
Where?
None of those people look like any of the people that I know in the Kiffin family. That's what I'm saying.
Let me just say
Unless
one
they had
thing.
wig, they may have had wigs on. Who knows?
Could be. Let me just say one thing, Shane. Did you know the number one country song right now in America is made by artificial intelligence by a guy that doesn't exist? Do you know that?
What's the name of the song?
I know, but I heard it, and it's the number one song in the country, and it's made totally fake by fake people and the fake music. My son wrote a beautiful song last night on AI and played it for me. It's incredible. And it's all anyway. I'm just saying. So you really can't believe anything is authentic until you see it with your own eyes. What
Hmm.
you see, what you think you say, may not be what it is. It's a lot of artificial stuff out there.
It's very similar to ratings of athletes, right? You know, until you actually see them play, you don't know if they're as good as advertised.
What do you say? Can't play dead in the Western? Isn't that one of your favorite things? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's right. Trust your own
Yeah.
eyes. Just see what you
I
see.
got that from one of my NFL coaches. I can't remember. He used to say, "This dude can't play dead in a Western."
Yeah, it's a pretty good line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny. All right. So now tell me if you know anything about this. The Army, the real Army sniper on YouTube, buddy, says Lane and UF are meeting in person today. Stay tuned.
No, ain't happening. First of all, they don't have to meet in person. They can do it right there on the phone. They don't need to
Phone
meet
or
in
on
person.
Zoom, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's not. I mean, look, your wife and your children might need to see the town and say, when I moved several times, I got my family out there first and let them check it out. It happens. That's no big deal. But the deals are not being done by on face to face. They're being done as we speak right now, and probably 90% done. And it's probably, this is just me talking, going to be Lane Kiffin. But beyond that, anybody tells you they know this, they saw this, I'm sorry, I'm calling BS.
Yeah, I don't believe it either, but whatever. All right, this day in sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Put some star power to work in your financial life at Campus USA Credit Union. 1991, Auburn's men's basketball team was placed on 2-year probation for recruiting violations and not eligible for postseason play. I don't remember that. I don't know who
I
the
don't
coach.
either. I don't care who the coach was in 91.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, this text says, um, Layla doesn't need to see Gainesville. She's very familiar with it.
Yes,
Yes.
I'd say so. But
And
she
listen,
supposedly took a trip to Baton Rouge yesterday. That's the story out there now.
I
I
guess,
don't know.
I guess.
Somebody
So,
did track one plane and found out it was a relative of the family, not related to the situation at all that took the plane. So I don't know. I don't know I don't know what to believe anymore when I can't even believe my own eyes and ears. I don't know what to believe. So I guess you just say, this is what I'm hearing, this is what I think is real, and what I don't think is real. That's it, basically. We're the filter, Shane. We're the filters trying to go through all this crap, those 5,000 emails you got. They want you to read them and find one that says something they believe in. So you're the
uh,
filter. They think you know.
well, I'm just giving my opinions. I try to put
Well, that's what
my
you do.
I
That's
put
what you do.
myself in their position. Um, I do kind of agree what Cliff says here on YouTube, brought to you by Quad Plum. Lane's not a Southerner. Oxford is an amazing, unique Southern town. He doesn't appreciate or care about any of that. I doubt he's stuck in the velvet ditch, like they say. Look, I think he loves Oxford. I think it's a different way of life for him. It's been good for him. Um, but look, buddy, it doesn't matter what profession you're in, right? If another company calls, if you're a neurosurgeon and a hospital calls you in New York City and offers you this or a better, or maybe that's your dream place to live,
Right.
you take it. I think Ole
Right.
Miss people need to realize we never thought we'd lose Steve Spurrier, right?
Right, right. Things happen. I've
And
got something here that should be Shane. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm going to say this is closer to what we can believe, and that is these things. This is his tweet. This is the book that he talks about. I've got it. I've not read it. It's written by a guy who's the most unlikely person in the world that Lane would be following, from California, who's a meditator, etc. And it's the practice of introversion for a calm, joyful, authentic life. And this is posted today under Lane's Twitter account. Okay, he
Yeah.
does this, day that. This is today's from Lane from this book, day 223. How do you know what to do next? That's what it says. You ask yourself honestly what your 90-year-old self would advise you to do. What would they wish you had done? You ask yourself honestly what you sensed from the beginning, what you have ignored, what you have quieted and distracted yourself from. And this is key. You make two lists, the positives and the negatives, and you weigh them. And if there is one thing on the left that overpowers the dozen things on the right, then you trust that. You ask yourself what path will make you more of the person you are meant to be. That's the modern Lane Kiffin. Doesn't sound like dollars to me.
Yeah. Um, Kevin also says here, and this is a great point because I don't, I agree with Kevin 100% on this. Didn't the Ole Miss media not recognize Layla? I heard Kiffin correct them after the game in the press conference. Correct. Even the Ole Miss people thought he went and hugged Layla after the game. And it was the damn athletic director's wife.
Yeah.
Again, until I see pictures, I don't believe any of it.
Well, we're kind of victims of our own selves here because we're following this stuff and hearing it and reading it and doing it because we care. Look, if you're out to find the treasure someplace and someone's got a lead and someone can tell you, hey, go to the fourth oak tree on the left out in Ocala and as far as, if you're looking for treasures, you're going to go. You're going to find out. We're curious. We want information. When there is no information and people make it up, we still want to hear it. So this is what the modern internet is. It wasn't that way whenever you went to Florida in 1990 and Steve Spurrier. It's changed a whole bunch.
Yeah, buddy, this one's for you here on the Titan Mar text lines. Shane, why is Buddy all over the stories about the family in Baton Rouge, but completely dismisses Lane being in Gainesville?
First of all, I'm not all over anything. Where you got that from, I don't know. I'm not all over anything, and I don't know any. Like you just said, who saw him? Where is he? I mean, why would Lane need to go to Gainesville?
Well, he can't. I'm
Of
pretty
course he
sure.
can't. So why does he say I'm all over LSU and not again? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what the point is to that. I
Well,
don't
he's saying because there was reports that their family was in Gainesville on
reports
Sunday.
from who and where and how and
It
what.
was all,
I
well, it
mean,
was all over Twitter, just like it
I
was
don't
him being in
care. I mean,
LSU.
I go by trusted sources. I don't know. I haven't seen anything or anybody to convince me that he was there. So why should I endorse it? I mean, look, I don't know. I said I don't know. There's a million planes up there, and they could have 50 different people. Listen, Foley sent out fake planes. He did. He sent out fake planes, and later said he did it to throw the media off. I mean, this is skullduggery, man. And at this point in time, it's no big secret. Florida wants Lane Kiffin. LSU wants Lane Kiffin. Ole Miss wants Lane Kiffin, and now he has to make a decision. And by the way, it can backfire against him if he's not careful, if he overplays the hand. And that's the question you can answer, Shane, because you know him, and you wonder if that could happen if he plays it a little too strong.
I mean, look, he's got schools that want him. I think he's the top coach out there, and I don't know the right way to do it or the wrong way. I've said all along, if I was in his position, I would tell my team after the Egg Bowl, I would have already told uh, the school I'm going to, and I would have told the school I'm currently at so they could get a coach in place.
So that you think this is what's happened?
I feel like it has, and like I said, that's just my gut feeling.
Sure.
But I could be wrong.
No, your gut feeling matters. People want your gut feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. My gut feeling doesn't matter as much as yours. But my gut feeling is, I don't know, but it seems like he's trending toward Florida. But that could change again on a dime, on a penny, anytime, any place. And we don't think, you and I agree, don't think it's about the money. We don't think someone's going to come in and that's been offer 300 million again. I mean, we're beyond that. Shane, he's already said he doesn't care that much about money. It's just more money for the government and Jimmy Sexton. And he's like Coach Spurrier said one time when they asked him about leaving for more money, and he said, what am I going to do with all that money? Give it to Jerry's sisters? I mean, there's a certain point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Again, we got a text here saying On Three reported him being in both cities. I don't believe it until I see.
Who reported?
On Three. That website On Three, which they got great.
I know
reporters,
On Three. No,
but
I
again,
Zach and them. I trust them, but
I just have a hard time believing it because there's no way in hell Knox Kiffin was in Baton Rouge yesterday when he's got to be practicing for a playoff game. Zero.
yeah. Well, believe who you want to, and as I said, I've been through this before. On the other side, when I had information that nobody else had, and I knew Florida's plane was going to New Hampshire, and they were going to make an offer to Chip Kelly. To this day, people said, well, you said they were going to hire Chip Kelly. No, I didn't. I said they're close to hiring, and they were. And they wanted to hire him, and then they would deny that. But the fact is, again, two things can be true, and something can happen now and be different the next hour. We don't know. We're all guessing. It's kind of fun in a way for those who are not tired of it. Guys like Shane who have to deal with it 1,000 times every
I
hour.
don't worry about it. I mean, it is what it is.
But your listeners do.
Yeah. I mean, I still think he's coming here, and I'm not wavering. All right, buddy, we got to get to Jeffrey Meldon. I appreciate it. Let everybody know how they can watch your show.
Yeah, by the way, you should have seen last night. Jeffrey was on. You saw him with that big old ring. I don't know any school in America that's going to give away 10,000 replica rings like he's going to do. Incredible. What a day coming up. And by the way, Urban Meyer's going to be here this weekend. We'll have on our show Thursday. It's a big weekend of Tennessee, even though maybe you don't get your hopes up too much about winning.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll talk much about that game for sure. Buddy, good stuff. Appreciate your time. It's Buddy Martin.
Thank you, man.
Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Quick timeout. Come back. We'll be joined by Jeffrey Meldon. We'll get his thoughts on the coach, but he's going to be giving away, I think it's 10,000 rings.
10,000 replicas.
For the basketball game. You're watching and listening to PodUp Matthews in the morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back. Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Landeros Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, UF Health Orthopedics. Our gridiron sponsors are Baker's Sports, Comfort Temp, Electronics World, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Florida Victorious, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Rue's Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Advocare, and MG&A Wealth. Watch and listen to us live on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the podcast whenever on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And if you want to advertise, give my man Freddie a call at 352-284-3733.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course our chicken and waffles. Plus, you can enjoy bottomless, mimosas, and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. When Urban Meyer wanted to introduce his high-quality tequila to the Gator Nation, he made sure to get it to the HBC and his team at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill and Dorn's Liquors. Go beyond with smooth Los Landeros tequila. Back to the Titan More Hotline. Courtesy of Comfort Tent, we're joined by the one and the only. He's everywhere. Billboards, on buses, Jeffrey Meldon from Meldon Law. How you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm doing great, Shane. Good morning. How's everything going there?
It's going great. Before we jump into it, Art on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says Jeffrey Meldon seems like a wild Gator fan. Glad he's a part of the Gator community. You can tell he really cares. That is very true.
That is true. I love the Gators, and it's fun being part of what's going on.
Yep, no doubt about it. All right, so let's talk basketball. Obviously, you're very involved with the basketball program, and this Friday night, you will be giving away 11,000 replica national championship rings for the folks that are in attendance. Tell us all about that.
Well, we came up with this great promotion since national championships have been rare at the University of Florida, at least in football and basketball. We decided to really celebrate and give away a national championship ring. Here's an example of a national championship ring.
Oh, is that the replica or is that a real one?
Well, this is a replica, but it's as heavy and as big as the real one.
Wow.
And I mean, now this is from the 08 national championship football team.
Oh,
But
okay.
however, I haven't seen it. They've got it under wraps right now. But Shane, it's going to be really cool having 11,000 people inside the O-Dome with national championship rings to wear. And really what our goal is to inspire Gator Nation to really rally around the success that the basketball team has had. It's really hard to win a national championship, so it's a big deal, and we want to help them celebrate.
And so if you have a ticket and you're in attendance, is it going to be like when you walk through the door, you get your ring? How's that going to work?
Yeah, my understanding is that you walk in, you do security, then you give them your ticket, and there'll be somebody there handing you your replica national championship ring.
It looks like people are going to need to use those as paperweights. They're so big.
Well, they are big. Well, you have some SEC championship rings. I don't know how big those are.
Well, I don't have mine anymore, Jeffrey, because when I used to get all my memorabilia awards or whatever, I always gave them to my parents back in Mississippi, and we lost everything in Katrina. So they're floating somewhere or at the bottom of the Gulf. And but anyway, that's another story. What are your thoughts on this year's team?
I think they have a long way to go as far as reaching their potential. We have a whole new set of guards, and it's really hard to bring, even if you have talent like Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee coming in, it's really hard to replace three NBA drafted guards. And I talked to Coach Corey McRae, who's kind of the coach of the guards, and he said it's going to take a while. However, we've got the talent, we've got great big men, and it'll come together. I predict you're going to see a much better team in January, February, and March than we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Did you go to the game in Jacksonville Sunday night?
Yeah, that was it looked like a brawl to me.
Yeah, I told somebody it reminded me of like, when you used to go play pickup basketball at the YMCA or somewhere. Nobody ever, it was very physical. Nobody ever called fouls. It was a scrum the whole game.
Oh my God. They they knocked out Micah Handlott.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were covering that on TV or not, but I mean, he couldn't come back to the bench. He got he I think he got a concussion from one of the other players.
He did. Well, I don't want to be a doctor here, but it looked like a concussion to me for sure. Jeffrey, also football, we got a big game against Tennessee. Nobody's really talking about it because they're talking about who's the potential new coach. But let's go back. You were on the trip with the team at Kentucky. Game didn't go so well, but you had a little fun there. Tell everybody what you did.
Well, when you're in Lexington, Kentucky, bourbon is fun. And I went up there with Freddie Weeby, and we had a blast. We were able to go do the bourbon trail. We went to a place called Heaven Hill, which is a terrific maker of bourbon. And I learned a lot about bourbon. And I used to shy away from the high proof bourbon, the 110 proof and stuff like that. And what I learned was it's usually aged longer and it's higher proof because the water evaporates from the barrel.
Yeah, I've never done that. I'm going to do it next time, especially if we have a night game at Kentucky. I'm going on one of those tours for sure. Somebody had I'm trying to find this text they had for you. I'll find it in just a second. Um, Give me your thoughts on who you think the next coach is going to be, Jeffrey.
Look, I don't know any more than anybody else, but it sure looks like Lane Kiffin is in the conversation. And if he was not considering it, he would be telling everybody at Mississippi, I am staying here. That's what coaches do if they're staying, right? And
Yep.
he hadn't said that. He just said, I'm focusing on next week and winning. And, that's the only thing he can do if he's considering signing up with Florida.
Gene on Facebook Live, brought to you by Meldon Law, says, I signed up to win one of the 40 tickets Jeffrey's giving away. What an amazing gift to the fans. Tell everybody about that. And I know you give away tickets to all different sports. How do the listeners, where do they go to sign up for those tickets?
All you have to do is go to the Meldon Law Facebook page or Instagram. We're giving away 40 tickets. Actually, they're 20 pairs of two each. And we're hoping that people come. That means you can get two rings. If you get two tickets, you get two rings. But you got to have two people. So we're hoping everybody go. It's Meldon Law Facebook or Instagram page. Sign up. We're giving away 40 tickets. And what we're trying to do is really rally the Gator fans around the great success that the basketball team has had.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Give me your thoughts on the Tennessee football game Saturday night in the Swamp.
You know, I read an article this morning by Miles, where Miles Graham was quoted, saying nobody's giving up on the team. So I can't predict what's going to happen. But look, they played on the road against Ole Miss last week, and they were in the game into the fourth quarter. So I think we've got as good a shot of beating Tennessee as we had against Ole Miss, and we were in the game against Ole Miss.
Yeah, just got to go out and play well. It's a weird game because usually we always play Tennessee, early in the year, and that game meant so much. They're 7-3, we're 3-7, so it's kind of a weird deal. But hopefully it'll be a good game Saturday night. Anything else you want to let the fans know, Jeffrey? How they, if they have a legal issue, how do they get in touch with you?
Okay, just go to meldonlaw.com or give us a call 352-373-8000. We handle folks that have been involved in serious accidents. We help them put their lives back together. Very rewarding work. we like to let people know that our team at Meldon Law, which is now around 55 team members, they're doing amazing work. Based on the information that I know, our team gets results that are double what the other advertising law firms get. So that's my message. If you want the best results, you come to Meldon Law, and our team will treat you with the Ritz-Carlton experience.
That's awesome. How's your golf game, by the way?
I shot a 43 on the backside of Adena last weekend.
That's good playing right there. The backside is the
Hey,
most difficult side.
I got a birdie on 12.
Oh, wow. Okay. The par five, right? Let's see, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12, par five. Good for you. Good for you.
So, yeah. So anyhow, I'm still trying to learn the game after some, 7 generations or whatever.
Yeah, it's an addicting game, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, we appreciate your time. We appreciate everything you do for the Gator Nation. And boy, Friday night should be a lot of fun with a lot of bling being passed out to the fans. Appreciate it, buddy. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot, Shane. See y'all later.
Yep, that is Jeffrey Meldon. Join us on the Titan More Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Actually, we just got a text, and we'll get that to Jeffrey for sure. All right, so let me get to some of these questions here before we get out of here. A lot of people are talking about we can't shoot the basketball, this, that, and the other. Yeah, I still believe in the guards, believe in your coach, and they'll come around. I think they will definitely come around. The Pouncey twins provide all of Gator Nation with the highest quality liqueurs made by J.F. Hayden Craft Liqueurs. Find your favorite, including the mango flavors, at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. All right, I can't tell you how many texts we got here. It's crazy. I got another text here from William talking about on 3 reporting that the families were in both cities. Look, that's fine, but I just have a hard time believing if I don't see pictures, right? So anyway, Mike says on Facebook Live, he signed up for the ticket giveaway, doesn't know if it went through, would love to go. Yeah, I maybe sign up again, Mike, under somebody else's name. I don't really know how that works. Clint on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, Cuba, I think you need to add a show in the afternoon just to talk us fans off the ledge and say your gut tells you Lane will be our coach. Clint, I hear you. I do this podcast for fun. I got other business in the afternoons. I just think Lane's always wanted the Florida job. I think it's a great situation for him. I think it's a perfect time for Lane to take over. We shall see. But my gut still tells me he's coming. I've been on that for maybe about 3 years now. AU Gator wants me to text someone from On 3. Well, the only person I know from On 3, I think Andy Staples is the On 3 guy, but I don't think he was the one reporting it. Maybe he was. We'll find out. I mean, look, it may be true, but in today's world, think about it, people. If a family is they park this, it's not like they're going to park a nice vehicle. They're going to walk up to a school to look at it or whatever. There's people around that know who these people are, would be taking pictures, in my opinion. So again, I could be wrong, but I'm just trying to use some common sense. Common sense sometimes goes a long way. All right. This text says, on the Titan More text line from George says, I've been really impressed with Lagway's running ability lately. I think he could be a really solid RPO QB under the right conditions. I mean, again, I said this on, I think, Steve Russell's show yesterday, which will be on the Inside the Huddle today, me, Coach, and Steve at noon Eastern time. Whoever the quarterback is at Florida next year, it cannot be a project. You cannot be like, well, he needs to develop. It needs to be a dude that has played at a high level somewhere in America, right? That can complete throws, easy throws, play efficient and consistent. That's the key to moving an offense up and down the field. Consistency. It's not hit a play here, miss 3 plays, get sacked, force a ball. It's When the guy in the flat is open, put it on him where he can make yards after the catch. When you have the dig route, put it on him where he get yards after the catch. And this is for any quarterback in America, not just a Gator quarterback. That's like I told you, I've been so impressed with Trinidad Chambliss. That was the first time I watched him in person. Tremendous fundamentals, great release, great accuracy, great anticipation. Guy can play. So MSRK asked me here on YouTube, do you think Lagway can be salvaged next year if Lane comes? I don't know the answer to that. I think there's so many fundamental deals that are bad. I don't think you have time to work on that personally. That's just my 2 cents. His release is not at a point where you can be accurate at all times. So we'll see. I'm not picking on any player. Sometimes when guys play, it's just like Lenore Sellers. He's a good football player. He's not a great quarterback. He has no consistency. If you want him to be your quarterback at South Carolina, please do it because I think we play y'all next year. Somebody's going to draft him in the NFL, and they're going to, after preseason and after about 2 or 3 games, they're going to be like, why don't we draft this guy? All right. That's my 2 cents. Tomorrow's program, we'll have JC. We're actually going to have Doring on tomorrow after JC. He's going to talk about a lot of different things and also I forgot what it's called, man cave prostate cancer little screening that they do once a year. They did it last year. They're going to have it again. It's free, I believe. We'll give all that information tomorrow on tomorrow's program. That's going to do it for today. Ruse Ogre State Farm Office is a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visit ogreinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. Real quick on this text, says Shane Shelton from High Top wants to play golf with you. That's fine. I just don't have my group plays real golf with real handicaps. Don't touch the golf ball till it's in the hole. If he wants to come play with us, that's fine. But be ready to compete against everybody, all 20-something guys out there. That's how we do it. Cliff says nothing is kept a secret in today's world. If he was in Baton Rouge, then it would have been leaked prior to him going, and there would be pictures. Well, Lane wasn't there. It was the family, but everybody knows who the family is. So anyway, this text here before we get out of here from Gary says, Shane, you are very hard on DJ. Do you think you should be saying these things? I'm not hard on DJ. I'm hard on all quarterbacks. I was coached hard by a guy named Steve Spurrier. So when I watch quarterback play, we were expected to play at a high level. When I watch quarterbacks play, I expect them to play at high level. If you can't take constructive criticism, you cannot play that position. It's that simple. If you have no mental or physical toughness, you cannot play that position. So this is not directed at him. I talk about quarterbacks all around the country. But there's tons of flaws. Can they be fixed? I don't know. But again, we don't have time to work on the basics and work on projects and hoping this happens or if this guy can fix that guy. We need production immediately at the most important position in football, but we need production everywhere. We need a block, we need a tackle, we need to rush the passer. All that is going to be imperative next year for the new coach. So that'll do it for today. Appreciate y'all joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.